What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Travis. Of course, this is TW Motorsports, and today, yes, we did buy another car, but no, it is not going to take away from anything we're doing. As a matter of fact, this video will probably be the only video you ever see on this car, but I did want to show you, kind of explain why I bought it and what it is, in case you guys saw it in the background of any videos and going forward. And I didn't want you to be like, well, why didn't he, whose car is that, or what is that, or what? Anyway, but a few weeks back I did update the lights on the Yukon, and when I was doing that video I mentioned that I've been driving the Yukon a lot more lately, and that's because I bought my wife a different vehicle, so a different daily driver, and that's what we're getting ready to show you. But no, I did not get rid of the gray truck. The poor thing's sitting out there. You could see it behind me because the shop is completely full, and honestly I'm kind of in between projects waiting on a few parts, and so I figured this was a good time to make this video, talk about this car, kind of show you what it was, maybe take you for a drive in it. And but anyway, so just a little bit of backstory. My wife has been driving ever since we sold her Tesla. She has been driving the Yukon. Now, while she's okay with driving the Yukon, it is not her favorite. She doesn't like really big cars, big bulky SUVs. She doesn't like trucks. I mean, she does like the C10, but I'm talking like daily driving. She doesn't want to drive a truck. She really doesn't love driving an SUV. I wasn't ready to get rid of the SUV, so I didn't sell it. And so I've been kind of alternating back and forth between the gray truck and the Yukon. Now, she is actually on the Yukon today, so I can make this video. But either way, let's go in here and check out what we got. I will tell you guys that ever since I sold the Tesla, that's all I've heard. She's talked about, I shouldn't have sold that. I should have just kept it and dealt with it. So I think eventually we will probably get another Tesla. She just really liked that car, and she says this car's okay. And when you see it, I think it's more than okay, because this is something that I've been wanting to buy and really wanted to buy instead of the Tesla, but I couldn't find one. So I finally found one and I snagged it up. But I'm gonna let you guys guess in the description down there, or the comments, what do you think it is? And I'm gonna remote start it, and maybe you guys will know. Obviously you know it's newer now because I'm gonna remote start it, but maybe you guys will know based off the sound what it is. So I don't know if you heard that with that car going by, but it sounds pretty good. It's pretty throaty. Obviously it's a V8. You guys know we're GM people. So what is your guess? I'll give you a couple seconds to stop, go down there and put your guesses in on what it is, and then we'll take a look at it. All right, I think I've given you enough time here. We'll shut it off. You guys probably saw the key fob in my hand. I probably totally gave it away there, but it is a CTS-V. Now, look, like I said, when we were looking at cars, I tried to find one of these. I really wanted to buy one of these instead of the Tesla, but the Tesla kind of fell in our lap. A buddy of mine hit me up and said, hey, we got this. It was the color she wanted, so we ended up buying it instead. So I quit looking for this. Well, you know, after driving the Yukon for a while, I was like, man, we need to find a car. She'd be happier in a car. And I can't say enough about this thing. This is by far, so I've had a lot of cars and a lot of trucks. This is by far the most comfortable riding, setting, and driving car that I've ever had. It's that good. I was not a fan of the Tesla interior. I thought it was really cheaply made. This seat is by far better as far as the way it sets, the feeling of the steering wheel, the way it drives, the way it handles and rides. It is by far the best vehicle that I've had. Like, if I had to pick one to drive every single day, you know, and obviously I love the looks of it too, but you know, I wouldn't ever sell any of my old stuff just because I love the look of that. But as far as like, if you had to daily drive something, this is by far would be my pick out of all the daily drivers I've ever had. It just runs and drives that smooth. But anyway, a little bit about it. It's a 2018 CTS-V, Cadillac CTS-V. This is the third generation. Now, if you guys have been with me for a while, you know that we had a CTS-V in the second generation. It was a 2012, I believe, same color. And honestly, after having this one, the interior is really dated in the V2. I like the looks of the V2. I'm kind of back and forth. I like the V2 in certain areas more than I like this, but all in all, I do like this one better. And then when you add the newer entertainment system and all the stuff that this car has, this is a better car as far as like all around and updated. But yeah, 2018 CTS-V, 18,000 miles. It was owned by a QT executive, so like the QT gas stations. He bought it out of Tulsa at the Cadillac dealership there, new, and then he traded it in there for another new one. So they now have came out with a newer generation of the Cadillac, changed the body style, which I'm not a huge fan of, honestly. I think maybe it'll grow on me as it goes, but either way, this was what I wanted. This is the color. These are the wheel specs. You guys also know that I hate black wheels. About 50 to 75% of these cars came with black wheels. I hate black wheels. I just don't like them. And so finding this color, these wheels with this carbon fiber package, which I'm going to pull this thing out so we can see a little bit more about that. But let's take a look at the interior here. Now, the only option it does not have is it does not have a sunroof, and it does not have the Recaro seats, which honestly, after sitting in these, I don't know that I would want the Recaros. These things they're like lazy boys. The leather super soft, obviously the center of the seats, like that satin or microfiber, micro suede, or whatever they call it. It's just, oh, I love it. I absolutely love it. I love how chunky the steering wheel is. Let's pull this thing out so we can get a little better look before the sun goes down. You can see the display up there. You can go between different modes. Like it's in tour mode. If we put it in track mode, it gets a little louder. Really more throaty than anything. Got your boost gauge over there. Obviously, it's got backup camera. One of the really cool things, and I don't even know that she's messed with this, is like your rear view camera here, or your rear view mirror. When you flip this back, it becomes like a live camera. And I'll show you that back in the back here in a second, because it's got multiple cameras. And then when you're pulling forward, it does have a camera on each side and then one that points down, so you cannot, well, we'll look at that too, but you're not supposed to run your bumper into anything. But like I said, all in all, I'm so excited about it. Let's look at a couple things that it has that I was telling you about the carbon fiber package. You can see it's got a carbon fiber splitter in the front. The whole hood is carbon fiber. This little valance in the back, so this little closeout panel, and I can't even think of what it's called. I don't know why I can't think of that right now, but it is carbon fiber. It has the carbon fiber bigger spoiler. Now the entry-level version of this car, there wasn't a ton of options on these, but it didn't come with that, so it came with the way smaller spoiler. This would have been black, so would the front piece. Now, I was showing you on that camera, this thing has been put into, like, I'm assuming like a curb at some point. There's a couple marks, and really what you're seeing there on the bottom is more of the clear bra peeling up than it is damage. I think I could probably take the clear bra off, sand that down, kind of smooth it out, have it rewrapped, and I don't even think you'd ever notice, but that is kind of annoying to me. So that's the only issue with the car. The rest of the car is in incredible shape. The guy took awesome care of it. It has been clear brawled on the front, and the rest of it has been ceramic coated, so it cleans up really, really nice. I will tell you guys that if you ever get a clear brawl done, I don't know if you can see the transition here. He stopped it mid-hood and mid-fender, and to me, run it all the way back to the end of the hood and the end of the fender. That way you don't have this line to catch dirt and catch your eye. In my opinion, that's the way I would have done it. But I'm excited that it was protected, so I don't have any rock chips in the front. The only issue being that lower valance. But let's pop the hood here and look under the hood, because it is, if you guys don't know, they are supercharged. It's the same motor that my Z06 had. So a 6.2 direct injection, so the newer style direct injection with the LT, so it's an LT4 essentially, and it has the supercharger on it. I don't know if I can do this with one hand here. Maybe I can. There we go. So you can see that it's pretty packed in there. That's not a very big blower in comparison to like my old ZR1. The old ZR1 was a 2300 rotor pack, and this one is a 1900, I believe, or no, sorry, 1700. The CTS-V V2 was a 1900, so the LSA blower is a 1900 rotor pack. But you can see the carbon fiber hood. The whole hood is carbon fiber. Pretty light, but all in all, guys, I am so jazzed about this car. Now, I will tell you this much. We've had it for 2 weeks. She's driven it. She drove it home from the dealership, which is about 2.5 hours from us. We're about 2.5 hours from Tulsa. And she was saying on her drive home, she's like, is the road like rumbly? Like, what's going on? And I didn't think much of it because the road does kind of suck between us and there. And, but then I drove it and it had the infamous transmission shudder that these things have. So when these came out in 2016, the 2016 and 2017 models had a ton of issues with the trans. So it's an 8-speed automatic, and the transmission had what they called a shudder. And honestly, I drove this thing one day and I was like, this is terrible. We've got to get this addressed. And so in the meantime, the dealership had called us and said it is certified, but a recall came out and you need to get that recall done so we can submit the certified paperwork. And so there was a recall on the airbags, just a flash to the computer. And so I took it to a local Cadillac dealer to get that addressed. And I told them, I'm like, look, this transmission shudder, we got to do something with it. They said they have figured that out. And after reading, it says that a trans flush and new fluid will fix it. And I will tell you guys that I drove it home last night after getting that done, and I'd say about 99% of it's gone. So it didn't completely eliminate it. I still had a little bit, but I will tell you, the further I drove it, it seemed like it kind of smoothed out and didn't happen again. And it's only at a steady throttle. So like if you let out or give it gas, it quits. But like if you're cruising at 60 miles an hour and just kind of cruising and hanging there, it seems like it vibrates. And it was so bad before, it would almost knock your teeth out. It was terrible. And so I thought, for as expensive of a car as these things are, yeah, we're not going to live with that. But either way, like I said, I'm really happy with the color. I'm happy with the wheels. I'm happy with the carbon, other than that, those chips on the front. But wanted to show you guys, you know, kind of what this car was all about. Like I said, if you've seen it in the back of a video that I was filming, I didn't want you to think I'd held out on you guys. And to be honest with you, like I said, I was kind of in between projects and waiting on some parts, so I didn't really have a ton. I've got a ton of videos started, but I don't have a ton of videos finished. But other than that, it does have a set of aftermarket mats in it with the logo in them. I've got the original mats in the trunk, actually. And but anyway, let's go for a ride in it just down the road and see what you guys think. I did buy a draggy, which is a kind of a performance measuring device. If you guys don't know, let's see, the key's not in here and it's in my pocket. But let me know if you guys want to see a video of the draggy in here to kind of see what the performance is on it. They say these things do a 1/4 mile stock of like, I don't know, I want to say like 11.5. They've went down to 11.3 on some of them. But it just has that aggressive feeling that you just didn't get in the Tesla, in my opinion. The steering wheel's just nice and chunky, and I don't know, I love it. I told her, I said, you can, if you don't love it, I'll drive this, and you can drive the truck down there, or you can drive the Yukon still. She said she didn't care, so maybe this is my new daily. Now, I will tell you guys that, I don't know if you noticed, but I did get the windows tinted. I literally called him on the way home and set an appointment to get the windows tinted, and he actually had a cancellation, so I got it in like 2 days after I bought it. But windshield is 35%, like every one of my other vehicles. The sides and the back are all 5%. And every time I get in, the heated seat's on. It could be 90 degrees and my wife has the heated seat on and the heated steering wheel. If you guys notice too, it has tire shine on it. When I picked it up from the dealer, they had washed it, which I hate, and they had put tire shine on it, which I hate. I don't like when dealers wash your cars because they don't necessarily use the best product, which generally strips the wax off, and they don't ever clean out their towels, so they just scratch it up. So luckily it does have ceramic on it, so we're not having, hopefully don't have a ton of scratches. I haven't really looked at it in direct sunlight after they washed it. I guess I need to put my seatbelt on, that's why it's making noise. I'm just gonna go up and down the road, but I better put it on. And we'll rip on out here a little bit to give you guys an idea of what it sounds like. The blower's not nearly as loud as the V2, but you can still hear it. All right, we'll mash on it here and see what happens. Oh man, it's just so fun to drive. Now look, the acceleration of the Tesla was crazy too, but this just, it makes noise when it goes. So it's just, to me, it's more fulfilling than the Tesla. The Tesla would have walked the floor with this. It wouldn't even been close. I think the Tesla, the P100D that we had, does the quarter in like 10.5 at 121-ish, and these do, like I said, like an 11.3 at, I want to say in the 120s, but from a roll, it might give a P100D. On the top side, it might hang with it, but out of the hole, I mean, there's nothing topping that, you know, the torque of that electric motor. Now, I don't have it in any, like, I have the traction control on still, so it didn't really break. It broke loose for just a minute, but if you take the traction control off, I will tell you, it will just melt the tires in this thing. It just makes you giggle. Like, I just want to put one of these blowers on every single vehicle in my shop. That's how fun these things are to drive. They don't have to be like the fastest thing on the street, but just the torque that they make is just an absolute blast. It just makes you smile every time you rip on it. Let's see if we can back it back in the driveway. I'm telling you though, guys, it is by far, I know I've said it, but it's just so comfortable. Such a nice car to drive. Well made, quiet when you want it to be, crazy when you want it to be. I just don't know that it gets any better than this. And I said that we'll probably have it for a while and then sell it. You know, I don't know how long. It may be something that sticks around for quite a while, but it may be something that if I got a decent offer on, I would sell, you know, in a couple months. I don't know. But anyway, guys, I just wanted to show you guys kind of what was going on. If you were wondering, I know at some point it's going to be in the back of a video. And then, like I said, I'm kind of in between doing stuff and waiting on parts, so wanted to show you guys that. But let me know what you guys think in the comments. If you like this video, guys, I know it's a little bit different than what I normally do, or if you want to see that draggy video, go down in the comments and let me know. If you're not subscribed, please go down there, hit the subscribe. Of course, when you go down there, make sure and ring the bell icon. That notifies you every time we drop a new video, and stay tuned to see what we work on next.